Hey guys, so I wanted to bring you something a little bit different today. So I'm going to be showing you what I believe to be the best ways to make gold in Guild Wars 2. Before we start, I just want to point out that I do have an unbreakable choir bell, and if you are really desperate for money and have one of these really rare items, you could sell it. As you can see, my unbreakable choir bell sells for around 42 gold on the trading post at the moment, but I'm keeping mine due to it being awesome for certain things. So, on to my first point, which is probably the most obvious and simple thing to do. It's trading gems for gold. Now, people say if you're rich in real life, you can be rich in game in Guild Wars 2. I personally only do this if I have any gems left over from purchasing items, and as you can see, 1600 gems gives me around 26 gold, and you can wait until the exchange rate increases to earn a little bit more gold as well. Imagine the amount of gold that you can actually get from the new 8,000 gem package, but I can't actually see anyone spending £85 on 8,000 gems. I mean, that's more than double the actual cost of the game itself. But if you do have real money to spend, this is a great way to get some fast gold. Now onto my second method, which is selling collectibles. This I find to be a really good method, so think about how much you actually gather up while leveling and just generally playing the game. Now you'd be surprised at how much gold this actually racks up. I personally only think crafting is good for leveling in this game at the moment, which you can do really cheaply as well. I'll leave this particular crafting guide in the description for you guys. But yeah, if you aren't actually leveling a character, you may as well just sell the materials, because the first time I did this I made around 10 to 15 gold just from selling the collectibles on, not because of the rarity but because of the sheer amount of materials I actually had at the time. And if you aren't going for anything in the Mystic Forge either, like the weapons or anything, you can sell Mystic coins as well, and these really start racking up when you get one per day from dailies as well. So yeah, this is a really good method for making quick gold from just materials in your bank. So my third method is dungeons. So dungeons are probably the best way to actually make gold in this game if you're consistent at them. You can run Citadel of the Flame Path 1 and Honour of the Waves Path 1, I believe these are the fastest dungeons, and you can probably run them both in under 20 minutes. And you can get around 3 gold per run. Now if you are consistent with this, you can really make serious amounts of gold, as well as getting the tokens for some good gear for your character. Also, I'm running the Ascended Amulet with the utility slot, as you can see, and I put Gilded Infusion in the slot, which gives me 10% more gold from monsters. Now this really is brilliant for dungeons, as it helps. Initially it only helps a little bit, but over time that little bit turns into a lot, believe me, it really does help. Now the fourth method is one that I can't fully explain as I've never really done it, but it does involve playing the trading post. Now what I know is that it means buying low with custom orders and selling it for more than you bought it. Now I know people who have done this and perfected it and are running around with like thousands of gold, so it really does work if you're dedicated to it. I also found this diagram for you guys, which is an example of how to make profits from playing the trading post. Now, my final method for making gold is world bosses and exploring high level zones. I'll start off with world bosses. Now, I recommend going to Guild Wars Temple's Dragon Timer, which will show you how long until one of the boss events starts on your server. Now, these boss events are really good because you get 2 rares each time you complete it, and a chance at a legendary precursor, and at the rate you can be doing these events, you will get a lot of rare armor and weapons. Also, another thing to mention is that the world boss Shadow Behemoth not only takes really takes no time at all, about 3 minutes, and not only gives you 2 rares upon completion, but you also have a chance to get the awesome looking staff, which is called Final Rest, which sells for around 6 gold on the trading post. And yeah, I really recommend just farming the hell out of Shadow Behemoth. Now, onto exploring high level zones, and I'm talking about the Cursed Shore. Now, not only does the Cursed Shore have a serious amount of events which you can complete which reward you some great gold and experience, but if you fully explore the Cursed Shore you have a chance of getting 2 exotics which have a chance of having superior sigils and some great runes, which can often sell for more than the weapon or armour itself. And you also get a large amount of fine materials and around 50 silver, I believe it is. Now, it's fairly easy to complete the Cursed Shore in a level 80 character, and if you have multiple level 80 characters you will be getting a lot of exotics to sell, and a lot of fine materials, and some gold to go with it, so you can't lose really. So, I do have 2 bonus tips which are not as big as the 5 main methods, but do hold their own at making gold. So, the first tip is the Orion Jewelry Box. Now, this doesn't cost any gold, in fact it costs karma, 4,550 to be exact, and what you get from these boxes are all kinds of lodestones, which often sell for a lot of gold, and you can get most of your karma returned to you actually from jugs and sips of liquid karma. You also get unidentifiable objects which sell for a fair amount once they build up, and you also get a chance of getting a mini risen pet of Balthazar, which I got on like my 6th buck, so yeah, it's actually pretty common I guess. But yeah, that's pretty cool to know that you can get so much gold simply from just karma. Right, so my final bonus tip is making unidentified dyes from the PvP Mystic Forge. Now the ingredients are 10 arcane powders, 1 arcane sliver, 1 arcane orb and 1 consumable token. Now these are really easy to get, and you can get the consumable tokens for around 200 glory, and you can get the rest from salvaging armour, and they're really common drops as well. Now, judging how easy it is to make these, you can get a lot of unidentified dyes, and they sell for like 16 silver each, so you can really make a lot of gold by doing this. And you have a chance of getting some really rare dyes like Abyss, which sell for around 21 gold, so that's a lot of gold right there from 1 dye. So, those are my methods and tips for making gold in Guild Wars 2. I hope you found the video helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later guys.